Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and in this video, what we're going to do is look at the evidence that we've got for Halloween Terror 2017 and try and work out what this event is going to be, because of course we've got loads of information that we didn't have prior to the other videos I made kind of trying to discuss this, especially the massive skin leaks. I mean, if we don't get a Zenyatta, we're going to get a Zenyatta Cthulhu skin because you know about it, but if it doesn't do this, then I'll not be very happy, ladies and gentlemen, because his face is a squid. And, yeah, that needs to happen. Also, we've got loads of other stuff. We've got Overwatch Contenders, which wrapped up, so I'll go over that and I'll explain what the hell was going on there in the fancy Blizzard Arena in LA. Good lord. And we've also got some bits and pieces Jeff has been saying on the forum. So let's get stuck into this, ladies and gentlemen. Holy hell. Right then, so this is from the promotional image of Halloween Terror, which we know. We've seen this before. We're like, yeah, this isn't new. But one thing which is new is if we look at the moon is red. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a blood moon. If you go back to Halloween Terror 2016, we did not have a blood-coloured moon. It was just a big moon. Now, what could this mean? Well, the blood moon has got loads of, like, you know, mystical kind of things going on with vampires and werewolves. And we know Reaper has got a vampire skin because we're looking at it right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we know it could be some sort of a vampire-focused event this time around. Maybe not specifically focused on Junkenstein, but of course, the logo for the event is, well, Junkenstein's face. So it seems a little bit weird that he'd be involved if it's not, you know, if he's not going to be the main sort of protagonist of the whole thing. Anyway, look at these images. So these are, of course, the leaked images that we got for the skins. Now, one thing that is interesting about these skins, and I picked up on this on video I made over the weekend, just showing you guys the skins, was if we look here, we're actually inside the castle. Like, we are inside the reanimation room here, if you kind of look. So if you look into the right-hand bottom corner as we sort of go through these images, you'll be able to see, especially on the Symmetra one, there is what appears to be a type of bench or a bed, and above that is the sort of electrification system which brought Roadhog back to life, right? Like, it's the Frankenstein's monster situation. So Junkenstein, obviously, you know, he's like Dr. Frankenstein. Is he Dr. Frankenstein? No, he's not, is he? Yeah, he is, because it's Frankenstein's monster. I am failing hardcore on my Frankenstein. There is an English teacher out there, ladies and gentlemen, that is going, Tom, you're a naughty boy and you failed this test. But I know it's Frankenstein's monster. It's not Frankenstein. I'm sure it's Dr. Frankenstein. Anyway, you can see this whole arrangement here. So maybe that's where Junkenstein comes back in. But what about the Blood Moon? What about Reaper? What is going on? Are we going to be seeing Reaper as, like, the big boss? Because we killed Junkenstein last time. He's dead. Like, but then it's Halloween, so he could come back to life. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? But one very interesting thing is, if we look at these legendary skins and we look at the event last year, the legendary skins last year were all enemies. They were all bosses. So we got, obviously, Witch Mercy. We got the Reaper Pumpkin, which is definitely better than the Reaper vampire thing, at least from what I've seen already. We got Roadhog and we got Junkenstein, right? So 4 skins there. They were all the bosses. So are we going to be in a situation here where this Demon Symmetra, the amazing Cthulhu, step into the, what is it? This unknown void, the ever-ending void. It's all Lovecraftian, isn't it, Cthulhu? Google it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we've got the corpse zombie May from Japanese folklore. Oh my god, vampire as well. Corpse zombie vampire May makes sense. And yeah, we've got the Vampire Reaper. So are they going to be the bosses? I mean, like, how would this play out? Would Junkenstein even be involved in this? Because we've got the 4 legendary skins here, so maybe he won't, right? So I'm kind of thinking what we're going to see here is Reaper as the big boss. We're probably going to see, I reckon, Symmetra first as like his sort of demon underling, but I'm pretty sure vampires are enemies with demons, right? Or something. Is it werewolves and vampires hate demons? So werewolves protect something like that? I don't know. I'm not upon that, ladies and gentlemen. Zen Cthulhu, I mean, he could be the big bad boss as well. He looks ridiculous. That is an amazing skin. I can't believe how good. I'm going to be playing Zen. That is amazing. And May, I guess you could throw her out there, but I think maybe we're going to see Reaper as the final boss. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about all of this crazy speculation in the comments below. Okay, so it's my favourite thing in the world to do, which is stalk Daddy Jeff on the forums. And he's been quite active over the last couple of days. And this is going to be a little bit of a roundup of what he's been doing. So, yeah, there was a post here, and it says, people going on about the Lucio speed buff nerf, which is on the PTR. I made a video on this, didn't I? And I said, I think this is a bug. I don't think this is a nerf because it kind of makes no sense. If it is a nerf, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Jeff's like, no, it's just a bug. So, great, it's a bug. I just wish they would be faster with communicating this stuff, because as soon as stuff hits the PTR, because of the history of the PTR, we all think, it's probably going to go through, because there's not that many cases where big changes have come in and then they haven't really made it to live servers because it's very difficult to test them on PTR. There are some examples, but more often than not, if it's changed on PTR, generally it goes live, which is sort of worrying, right? That's why I think we get a little bit like, oh no, what's happening? But it's only because we love the game. But anyway, Jeff has come out and he said, no, it's just a bug. So that's good. So definitely, like the Genji, you can just instantly slash before you even pull the blade out, which is on the PTR. Those are bugs, which is good news. And then he actually gave us a bit of information on map win rates. So we got the user Sebito, and he says this: I don't know why, but I haven't won a single game on defense on Junkenstein, and I've always had an easy win on that map. Is this just a very weird coincidence, or does anyone have the same problem? And Jeff has actually said to this: in the past week, Junkenstein won 50%. In the past week, Junkenstein was won 50.02%. Words are hard, ladies and gentlemen, by the attackers, and 49.98% by the defenders. It was actually the most balanced map of the week. Eichenwald was the most unbalanced with a 47.90% attacker win rate. Now, I'd love it if we could actually see these stats. Like, I hope for a day where we get given unbridled access to the stat system behind Overwatch. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But it is interesting to see these stats. So, Junkenstein actually is balanced, kind of. Attackers and winners, they're trying to hit that magical 50-50. I think Eichenwald with an attacker win rate is quite interesting, because you remember back in the past, Eichenwald used to be heavily defender biased until they added that extra door, which I was always asking for. I remember last year at Gamescom, I was like, guys, why isn't there like a flank route here on the side? And they're like, and then it happened. Yes. But it was obvious anyway, I think. Anyway, let's move on. So Jeff also said, in response to a guy who was saying nobody plays tanks in this game anymore, he said, well, D.Va was the second most played character in comp this week. You could argue D.Va isn't actually a tank anymore. It's just like this massive DPS assassin. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But tanks do get played. But this is kind of like the thing with Overwatch, isn't it? A lot of the time, you often feel like... how can I explain this? Like... the microcosm of your gaming experience, it must relate to everybody else. And I have to be very careful with this myself. Because if I start making videos, and sometimes, you know, I've probably been guilty of this, where I'm like, oh, this is so bad, you know, there's always 10 Mercy mains in my game, blah, blah, blah. But that might just be my very specific experience. It's not the experience of millions of other players. And also, I don't have access to the stats. And neither do these players. So when they come out with crazy statements like this, nobody plays tanks. Well, that's not true, yeah? I mean, my most played heroes this season are, well, it's Winston and Soldier, I think it is, but Winston by a long shot. And actually, I think Reinhardt is third most played. So tanks are coming back, ladies and gentlemen. So for me, I'm playing a tank. But tanks never went anywhere anyway, so whatever. Okay, let's get into the big one. This is the Overwatch Contenders. Now, spoiler, if you don't want to know the results, stop watching this video right now. You've been warned. So these are the final results. So we've got the Season 1 champions for Overwatch Contenders. Team Giganti, they won the European division, and Team Envious won the North American division. Now, what is very disappointing about this is there is no global champion. You don't have EU plays NA, and I think this is a major oversight, because we want to know who the best Contenders team in the world is. Why are they not playing each other? It's like very anticlimactic. It's like, oh, and then we just finish. It's like, okay. We want to see the best from each region play against each other. Now, right now, Overwatch Contenders is... let's not include APEC, or Apex even, from South Korea, or the Chinese leagues and all of that stuff, right? But Apex from South Korea is the best... I was going to say StarCraft League. This isn't StarCraft. Is the best Overwatch League right now, yeah? Overwatch competition. I can't really call it Overwatch League because that's very confusing. See, I'm getting confused, ladies and gentlemen, so no doubt you guys are getting confused, but I'm going to try my best to explain this. So Contenders, right, is supposed to be the competition that feeds into Overwatch League. This is where Tier 2, I was going to go Tier 2, but it doesn't really make sense with air quotes. This is where Tier 2 teams, yeah, so teams that are not of an Overwatch League caliber can compete to win this tournament. And if they win it, then maybe the team gets picked up by an Overwatch League team, or their players get hired by Overwatch League teams. Now, of course, the very strange situation we're in right now is Overwatch League hasn't started. So Contenders is full of Overwatch League teams, and they're playing against each other to find out who will be, well, the winners of Contenders Season 1 to then feed into Overwatch League. But it's a very strange situation because, as I say, Overwatch League isn't there. So what will happen next season, so when we go into January, I think it's December actually, yeah, it's December when Overwatch League starts, we will then have sort of the top division, yeah, of Overwatch competition. That should be the best division in the world, right? Better than the South Korean leagues and all of that stuff. Then we'll start having Overwatch Contenders where all of the Tier 2 teams can start playing and start, you know, fighting to get into a Tier 1 spot. So it'll make more sense then. And it'll be sort of like the feeder competition into the Premier competition, which is Overwatch League. So I hope I explained that right. Anyway, it was a very interesting weekend. Now, it was the first games in the Overwatch Arena. Now, I should call the Overwatch Arena, right? It's not the Overwatch Arena, it's the Blizzard Arena. But it may as well be called the Overwatch Arena because it's the home sort of stadium for Overwatch League Season 1, because all of the games will be played in LA. And then in Season 2, all the players, the teams will play in their own sort of cities. So, like with Cloud9 being in London, they'll be playing games in London and, you know, all of that stuff. So it'll be a truly sort of global thing then. But the first season, it's all going to be inside the Blizzard Arena, not the Overwatch Arena. And yeah, so it was a nice site. It was very good production, I thought, for the very first event. Like, you have to think, it's a brand new studio, brand new team of people, you know, totally brand new environment. And I think they did really well. There was some issues with sound, some issues with bits of production, but honestly, I think it went really, really well. These things are insanely complicated to run. So the guys that run it, like all of the backstage staff, they are legends. Like, I've seen this happen at the Overwatch World Cup, and I was just like, I'm confused just looking at these like mixers and whatever. I'm like, what the hell? It would be a disaster if an idiot was in charge of it. So I do not envy those guys. They've done an amazing job. Anyway, this is what happened. So we had Misfits and Cloud9 in the first game. This was EU. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, Cloud9 are NA, surely? And Misfits are actually an NA Overwatch League team. So it's all weird. Anyway, this was EU. Misfits played Cloud9. It was expected Misfits would win, and win quite easily, but actually Cloud9 put up a really good show, and Misfits only just won, and it was really, really close, this was. And my man Mikey A from Team UK played really well for Cloud9, and it just kind of show you some players can play awesome on LAN, whereas other players, they're not very good. Like, this is in a live environment. It's all easy sitting at home playing games, isn't it? Like, oh yeah, there's no pressure. But when you've got a crowd in front of you, it's a totally different ball game. So I think in that game, we did see how LAN experience can make up for sort of like teams that are not as powerful, I guess, as other teams. Anyway, so Misfits went through to the final. In the other game, the other semi-final for EU, we had Team Giganti versus 123. Now, Giganti were expected to win here, and they trashed 123, so that was to be expected. And then we went into the EU finals. This was Misfits versus Giganti. Now, this again was very interesting. Misfits was expected to win, but Giganti beat them in a 4-3 result in the end. Actually, Giganti took a lead of 3-1, I believe, and Misfits fought back to, you know, almost take the series with a reverse sweep. So they are a good team, Misfits, but I think they underperformed, and maybe it comes down to, I don't know, lack of LAN experience. I'm not sure. Anyway, Giganti played awesome, and they are the champions of EU. Then we go into North America. So we get Envious versus FNR GFE, the Corn Dogs, and Envious just destroyed them. Like, Envious are the best team in this entire competition, right? They've been together for ages. They've been to Korea and done well. They've come back to the West. They beat everybody in the West, basically. And obviously, they added Seagull to their roster, so that's given them more flexibility, because Seagull is like a very specialist player. Like, he's not... I would never say Seagull is the best at certain heroes, but he has got such a diverse hero pool, you can just throw him in. Like, and obviously, I've met Seagull, so I know how he... Well, I don't know how he thinks, but I've met him, and he's a very interesting fellow to talk to. So, obviously, things like Junkrat and Farah and all these different heroes you can pull out of the bag, and it does add like a different level of diversity to that team. Anyway, they trashed FNR GFE. It was not even worth them turning up, really. And then they go into the final, and FaZe Clan beat Envision 3-1. Again, the same kind of situation. FaZe, just a better team than Envision. Always expected it to be Envious and Envision in the finals, and then Envious destroyed FaZe Clan. Envious and FaZe Clan, sorry, in the finals, and then Envious totally destroyed FaZe Clan. Like, I mean, absolutely destroyed them. So, yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that Envious are the best team in the whole of Contenders. It's just a shame that they didn't get to play against each other. Instead, what they did was they played a deathmatch with the pros. So, team deathmatch, and it was really interesting. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video at that. So, what I'm probably going to do is do some pro over-analyzed on some of these games from... probably Misfits and Giganti, especially the final games, because the plays in those games are amazing. A player called Linksa is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I've no doubt in my mind that he's one of the best DPS players in the world now. It was just crazy. Anyway, guys, I've been Stylosa. This has been Unit Lost. This has been another one of these like hybrid videos. I don't know. I don't actually know what these are. They're sort of like roundups of what's going on in Overwatch, but I did want to talk about the Blood Moon kind of thing with Halloween Terror, and also possibly where it's going to go, because I actually don't think I touched on this, but what I'm expecting we get is a mode where we can play any hero. So like Uprising, basically, right? So we have sort of like the set campaign mode, which is your you know, you use the set heroes that Blizzard want you to use, and then you sort of get a free-for-all mode where you can just do whatever you like and try and like chase the top score. I think that's probably what we're going to see. But yeah, guys, go crazy. It's speculation in the comments below. I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can catch me on the next one. Toodaloo.